On Sunday, the Israelis not prime minister, um, finance minister Bezalel Smotrich, or whatever his name is, and Israel Katz, the defense minister or something. I couldn't give less of a damn the names or titles, but anyway, they made an announcement that the Security Cabinet approved further tightening of control over the West Bank, essentially further annexing it into Israel, which everyone knew they were going to try to do. But yet the world isn't doing shit about it because, let's be honest, they probably don't want to because they're scared of their own, honestly at this point it's probably because of the nuclear arsenal that Israel has, but no one's really doing anything to stop Israel. They're just kind of saying stop, that's wrong, stop. Is essentially all they're doing, hoping it works, and it never is, never will. As long as Israel is unopposed and unchallenged, unfortunately, they will continue to wage war, not just in the Middle East, but it could you might one day see Israel dropping bombs on European cities, African cities, Asian cities, shit, even American cities might one day see Israeli bombs falling on them. So until that day comes, no one's challenging Israel, no one's standing up to Israel. They're too scared to do it, and I don't know why. Israel is a small-ass country, if you can even call it that. It's more like a rogue, pariah, terrorist state that has no future, really, due to its extremist and extreme Zionism and terrorism. I'm getting off topic here, but the main point was, it's been 2 days since the announcement that Israel is taking further control of the West Bank, and as they said, it is to kill the idea of a Palestinian state, which therein right there tells you everything you need to know about Israel's intentions in the Middle East. They don't want peace. They don't want prosperity. They don't want to be allies with any of their neighbors. If that was the case, they wouldn't be bombing every one of them every chance they get. They wouldn't be trying to start endless wars, making lies to go to war. The biggest reason Israel was able to go to is able to start so many war fronts is because they got the support of the United States taxpayers forcefully giving them money to Israel, because Israel can't defend itself by itself. It needs help because it's such a warmongering nation that it invests more in committing war crimes and genocide than actually contributing to society at all. But if the U.S. stopped supporting Israel, Israel would most likely not be able to attack as many countries, if any, because the money would stop, the military supplies would stop. Then they'd be on their own to face the wrath of every country they've bombed: Iran, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Tunisia, Qatar, and Palestine, to name a few. I'm sure there's more, but those are just the few from these last few years. If all these countries started working together against Israel, Israel would not last. They wouldn't be able to. All these countries using their military and uniting to defeat Israel. Israel would last for a few days, maybe, because of their advanced, thanks to the U.S. tax dollars and unlimited military support, their advanced military. However, the economic costs, the burdens, and the strain on civilian life from such a, unilateral war with 10 different countries would strain Israel to the point of collapse or civil war. We're not surprised by this, but we are I'm honestly surprised World War III hasn't broken out yet due to warmongering by the United States and Israel, but that's a different story for a different time. But back to the West Bank. Israel is not and never will be satisfied with anything. They never have enough. Not enough land, not enough money, not enough military force, not enough racism, not enough hate. That's why they're attacking everyone they can, because they know if the countries try to fight back, they'll get sanctioned by the United States per Israel's request. The United States is slave to Israel. The whole world knows it. I mean, it's no point denying it. Israel is the highest recipient of military aid and funding and support from the U.S. than any other ally that we have. It's pathetic. Genocidal, rogue, warmongering, terrorist state, opening like 10 different war fronts, dismantling international law, and just committing genocide on a scale unhitherto since the Holocaust of World War II. And you got war criminals in the Trump administration supporting this, and it's just sad how the whole world, there's protests everywhere against Israel, yet governments, the people who can actually do something about it, choose to keep funding it. Like the phrase "never again." Well, I guess that only matters for people that are Jewish. Everyone else is just an afterthought, I suppose. But that's what I'm saying. Today, I saw an article. It looks like Benjamin Netanyahu, who's originally from Poland, and his name is like Milikoski or something. It's some stupid ass name, which is I understand why he changed it, but he took a plane and he moved up for like some meeting with Trump. I was supposed to be on the 18th, and he flew out today, so he could have the meeting I think tomorrow. Why? Well, because he's worried that the United States will make a deal with Iran that is favorable to the U.S. and Iran, but not to Israel. Israel should have no right, have no say in any agreement or discussion or anything that goes on behind the scenes. Look at all these ceasefires that Israel has broken, shredded, torn up, and violated. Yet expected the other party to, commit to the ceasefire while Israel continued to violate, destroy, and bomb it. So no, Israel has no right to try to dictate terms. Israel is acting like they won the war. They're acting like Hamas surrendered. They're acting like Iran surrendered. No one surrendered. You were committing a genocide against an entire population of 2.2 plus million people. You have blockaded them for 70 plus years. You control every aspect of their lives. Yes, they're going to need a ceasefire so they can try to rebuild what Israel has stolen from them. The people that Israel murdered are never coming back. The bombs of the weapons of mass destruction that Israel has dropped on Gaza, destroying infrastructure, human lives, families, they're not coming back. Israel doesn't give a shit, though. To Israel, it's all about this land, money, and killing more until, essentially, from what I've begun to interpret, is Israel is hoping to exterminate the entire Palestinian population out of sheer contempt and hate, same way Hitler did with the Jews. Funny though, you ask a Jew what's the difference between Hitler's Holocaust and Netanyahu's Holocaust of the Palestinians, and they get all offensive and butthurt about it, saying, well, the Hitler killed 2 million of Jews. We only killed like 70,000 Palestinians. Really? The intent to destroy in part or in full a race or culture is the definition of genocide. It doesn't matter how many the intent is there. It's almost like they forgot that Hitler tried to kill them through genocide. So then why is it that now Israel is trying to get their way through committing a Holocaust like genocide against the Palestinians, huh? We fought a world war for these people? For these animals? Interesting. We fought to stop crimes like this from happening. Yet in 2024, you got government leaders from the United States, England, Israel, Germany, throwing their weight behind the genocide, trying to legitimize it. Leaders, huh? I use that term loosely because real leaders would not support mass murder, genocide, the destruction of schools, universities, healthcare systems, children. The United States doesn't give a fuck. Germany doesn't really seem to give a shit. The United Kingdom probably just wanking off somewhere because, that's what the English tend to do. So then you have to ask yourself, who does give a shit? If not the world, who? Are we at the point in life where genocide is just going to become so normal that it's going to become daily, and that apartheid is also going to become daily? Because if this is the path we're going on, I don't predict people are going to be alive much longer. There could be nuclear fallouts from war, constant genocides in other countries. It starts in the Middle East, and then it goes to Taiwan, and then it goes to Russia and Ukraine, and then what? It doesn't stop. And then the UN will be dismantled, international law will be destroyed, and the world will be plunged into anarchy. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Share it with your friends. And yeah, just let me know what you think about the whole thing. I just thought it interesting how we're in 2026 and yet nobody still seems to care about true peace. All they care about is profits over lives. And that is a very disgusting and shameful thing that has proven the human races have failed, and most likely endangered species.